but it says Building Cities of Refuge is a book on how at-risk communities can be healed and restored through the first and second commandments, the love for God and our neighbor, putting the neighbor back in the hood, releasing social uplift, and the ministry of reconciliation in God's house of prayer. The answer to the question of at-risk communities throughout our nation will not be answered by the government or social agencies, but by the Christian church that returns to gatherings of prayer, worship, and social uplift and social action, in the communities that are at risk in their regions. And so this book talks about my experience from 2003 to 2009, where my outreach ministry saw over 10,000 people ministered to the gospel of Jesus Christ and trained to go from the government welfare system and from the government projects, with many entering the workforce and community engagement through our urban outreach church. And subsequently, we worked with the mayor and the chief of police to curtail crime and lawlessness in these government projects and at-risk communities through the power of prayer, mass evangelism, and social action. In 2016, I was invited to speak at the Republican National Convention on social justice in the urban communities from a biblical context. And so this book deals with that. It talks about how we ministered to over 10,000 people in the projects in our city, with these projects being totally, transformed. One of the projects was the oldest government project in the nation, the first one built in the nation, Beatty Rec Center in Poindexter Village. And that project saw over 800 people come to Christ, baptized in water, baptized in the Holy Ghost. Gang members were saved and delivered. We married live-in girlfriends that started coming to the Hope Center at Beatty and got connected to our drug recovery programs, got jobs, got all types of connections to being brought off of welfare. And these individuals was entered into ongoing discipleship, where we were in those communities every week. And eventually that project was totally renovated, and it was identified by the government to be renovated completely, torn down and rebuilt. And those are some of the things that we received prayer requests from the tenants when we was ministering in those projects. They would say, our projects is old, our buildings are old, pray that we get new places to live, and so on and so forth. And that ended up happening. And so we were invited to the mayor's office to help with the city initiatives to curtail crime, and eventually to the White House. And that's this book, Building Cities of Refuge. And there's strategies in here. And I introduced this book to you because if you don't know the purpose of wealth, if you don't know the purpose for God-given Joseph-type wisdom for wealth, you will never access wealth. God gives Joseph-type wisdom for wealth.